You have any advice for divorced dads going into the holiday season? Somebody on YouTube just asked me if I have any advice for divorced dads going into the holiday season. My only advice for divorced dads is it's tough, and this is going to get me teary eyed. I wanted to get off the phone and go make some eggs and toast or eggs and bagels. But I feel for divorced men. I've been a divorced man twice. And the holidays, a lot of us know, can be the toughest time of the year for a lot of us. And I feel for divorced dads in particular because they're away from home. Sure, they might have a house or they might have an apartment or they live somewhere, most likely. But I think it's so easy to feel out of place and unloved and alone and by yourself as a divorced dad over the holiday season. And it's hard. You don't want to be a burden on your friends, and you know your friends are celebrating with their wife and their kids or their family or their loved ones, and you feel out of place. And even if you have a relative's home to go to, I used to go to my sister's a lot on the holidays, you feel like you're missing something or you're lacking something. And what you're lacking is that inner peace that comes with being a part of a family and a home and a life that kind of wraps its arms around you and makes you feel like you belong. And no matter how much self-improvement or being okay or meditation or prayer, there's still something missing when you're a divorced dad being alone on the holidays. And it is tough. And all I'll say is, you know, the best times I had over the holidays were visiting my sister's house and loving on my nieces and nephews. And if I had my kids with me, it felt good. But it wasn't the same as having the Christmas tree up and the kids coming down early for Christmas and opening the presents and sitting there with a cup of coffee and saying, ho, ho, ho. And it's just a tough time. So I don't know if I have any advice for a divorced dad going into the holiday season. But know you're not alone, and know that I have been through it, and I know it's tough. And yeah, it's just tough. And I wish I had great advice. But I don't. Because I know it's tough. And I remember last Thanksgiving, for instance, I didn't have any of my kids on Thanksgiving. And I had my dog Holly, and we went on a long walk on Thanksgiving. And we'd walk by homes that had a bunch of cars in front of them, and some of them had their blinds open. And I could see families gathering for the holidays and sitting around tables. And you know, I know behind the blinds and behind the windows, life wasn't perfect for those people, but at that time it was hard to remember that, and it was hard to not feel alone or by yourself or lonely or a little sad at those times. And yeah, again, I'll say you're not alone. Do a little prayer, work on yourself, try and find a good movie. I think there's some really good movies that are played on Thanksgiving for the people that are alone. And I think there was like a Godfather marathon on TNT last year. And while all the other families were basting turkeys and eating pumpkin pie, I was going on long walks with my dog Holly and watching a Godfather marathon. And I don't know, it got me through it. And I'm looking forward to this Thanksgiving. And when you get through the hard times or the lonely times or the sad times or the depressed times, I don't know, there are good times ahead, but it's so easy to forget that and try not to. So drink a little coffee.